Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss one kind of non-linear data structure called tree. This is the objective of the session. First we cover basic terminologies pertaining to tree. Then I will tell what is a binary tree and the representation. And I will discuss comparison between the linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Basically, you view a tree, nature view of a tree, like in a tree we have a root and we have several branches. Each branch has several leaves. Okay, this is the human view of a tree. But computer science view is something different. We see root at the top, and we have we are seeing several branches, and at the end we have several leaves. Okay, this is computer science view. Actually, tree is a one of the important non-linear data structure. In a linear data structure, each and every element in the list are accessed one after another or sequentially. But in non-linear data structure, based on the relationship, we are assessing the elements in the list. Tree is one kind. Tree is a multi-level data structure that represents a hierarchical relationship between the set of individual elements called nodes. The basic elements of a tree is node and edges. Each tree structure starts with a node which is called the root of the tree. For example, this is the tree. Here the basic elements which is encircled are nodes, and the association between the nodes are established by using the edges. The line represent edges. Here I mean a person to tell the terminologies pertaining to trees. Here the top node will be called as a root node. That is node without a parent. Uh, since the tree forms a hierarchical relationship, it is also called as parential relationship. If your tree has a node without any parent means that will be called as a root node. And nodes that share the same parent, the nodes share the same parent will be called as a sibling. Here the sibling for B is C and D. Okay, and we have another keyword called internal node. A node with at least one child will be called as a internal node. Node with at least one child. For example, here B has a child and C has a child and A has a child and F has a child. So these nodes are the internal nodes. And another keyword is external nodes. Node without children is called external node. So the nodes which is colored green are called external node because these nodes does not have child. Okay. Next, the ancestor of a node. The parent, grandparent, and grandparent nodes are called ancestor of a node. Okay, that is ascendant. Okay, here F, B, C, A are called ancestors. Descendant of a node means child, grandchild, and grandchild are descendant of a node. The descendant of A are B, C, D. Okay, E, F, and other nodes also. But for example, the descendant of C is G and H. Okay, ancestor of G and H are A and C. Okay, ancestor of D is A. Ancestor of F is B and A. Okay. Next keyword is depth of a node. Depth of a node means number of ancestors will be called as depth of a node. Okay, for example, for a node F, the number of ancestors are 2. So depth of a node F is 2. Here the depth of node K is number of ancestors, that is F, F, B, A are the ancestor for the node K. So depth of a node K is 3. Can you able to tell the depth of a node A? Because node has no parent, so the depth of a node A is 0. Okay. Next, height of a tree. Maximum depth of any node is called height of a tree. Maximum depth of any node. Which node has maximum depth? Here I, J, K have equal number of depth. For example, I, J, K have depth 3. So height of the tree is 3. The height of a tree is maximum depth of any node. You have to find the which node has a maximum depth. Here I, J, K has same kind of depth. So the height of that is depth of K is 1, 2, 3. So the height of a tree is 3. Next one is degree of a node. Degree of a node is the number of its children. It is called degree of a node. For example, the degree of node F is 3. Degree of node B is 3. Okay. This is called degree of a node. The degree of a tree is the maximum number of its node. Okay. Here which node has maximum number of child? Here F has maximum number of child. So the degree of a tree is 3. Okay. Next one is subtree. Subtree consisting of a node and its descendants. Okay. For example, the subtree for A is we have left subtree and right subtree, middle subtree and right subtree, because it is a multi-way tree. It is not a binary tree. Binary tree is a tree which possesses each node in a binary tree possesses at most 2 children. Okay. Here I wish to indicate the height of a, that is a subtree. Here for a tree A, for a node A, we have a subtree. Okay. Here also we are having subtree which has a node T, D, and we have left subtree here. Okay. These are the terminologies that you should understand when you deal with tree concept. I already told that we have several kind of a tree. One kind of a tree is binary tree. Binary tree is a tree in which each node possesses at most 2 children. Okay, at most 2 children. Ternary tree is a tree which has a node with at most 3 children. If you can generalize into M-ary tree. Okay, M is a degree of a node. Okay, here I wish to tell about a tree. A tree in which every node can have a maximum number of 2 children. It's called binary tree. We have a binary tree here because every node has at most 2 children. A has 2 children and B has 2 children and B has 2 children. Okay. Here some of the nodes may have children or child, some of the nodes may not have. If any node does not possess any children, means that will be called as a leaves. Okay. Here I wish to tell about the types of tree. One type of binary tree is full binary tree. Full binary tree is a binary tree in which every node has either 2 or 0 number of children. Okay, it's called full binary tree. Here we have, this is a full binary tree. Here every node has exactly 2 children or no children. Okay, this is called full binary tree. There is another kind of tree is complete binary tree, which is a binary tree in which every level means this one horizontal aspect, that is level. This is level 0, this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. Okay, in complete binary tree, every level except possibly the last is completely filled. For example, every level except the root. For example, root node we have only one node. Every level, each node possesses exactly 2 children. Each node possesses exactly 2 children except at the last level. Okay, and all the nodes are as far left as possible. In last level only we are filling the data from left to right. In last level, some of the nodes may not be filled. Okay, for example, F contains left child but does not possess right child. Okay, last one only does not have, it may not have some child, but another level every node possesses exactly 2 children. For example, A exactly possesses 2 children B and C, and B has exactly 2 children D and E, and C has exactly 2 children F and G. Okay, this is called complete binary tree. This is different from full binary tree. And another one is perfect binary tree. So perfect binary tree is a binary tree where all levels are completely filled. In all levels, every node possesses exactly 2 children. This is called perfect binary tree. Okay, previous one is not perfect binary tree because in F, if we don't have right side, and G we have left side, and don't have left side as well as the right side. So this is not perfect binary tree, but this one is perfect binary tree. In perfect binary tree, in all levels, every node possesses exactly 2 children. So this is the example for perfect binary tree and complete binary tree. Okay, here some nodes are not filled. And another kind of tree is left skewed and right skewed trees. Binary tree has only left subtree, that is left subtree. All the nodes are filled in the left side. This is called left skewed tree. Okay, in this kind of tree, all the nodes are filled right side. All the nodes are filled right side. This is called right skewed tree. Okay, here I am in a position to representation of a tree. Okay, for example, how do you represent tree in a memory? Okay, there are two basic data structure which will be used to represent a tree in a memory. One is array, another one is linked list. Okay, the first type is sequence representation using array, and another one is list representation using linked list. For example, if I wish to represent this kind of tree, this is called binary tree because every node possesses at most 2 children. No, by using array means you can fill the data in level wise. For example, root A is filled in the 0th position, array 0th position, and B in the 1th position, C in the 2th position, D in the 3rd position accordingly. For example, A, B, C, D, F, G, H are filled and I, J are filled. In for F, we don't have no children, no, just fill with the empty lines. That is some null values. Okay, and then in last level we don't have a left side for G, so we filled with null. And we have right side, so fill with K. And for H we don't have any nodes, no, it is a children, so it filled with null value. So in this way we can represent tree by using array. Okay, to represent a binary tree of depth D, okay, using array representation, we need one dimensional array with a maximum size of 2 power D plus 1 minus 1. For example, the node which has high depth is J. The depth of node J is 3. Okay, so totally 2 power 3 plus 1, 2 power 4. So 2 power 4 equal to 16. 16 minus 1, 15. So for representing the nodes which has a depth D, we need 15. Okay, 15 that is array of size 15. Okay, for example, here we have depth 3, no, So 243 plus 1, 244. 244 equal to 16. 16 minus 1, 15. Okay. So likewise, by using this formula, we can like get a memory for a array, okay, which is used to store the tree. The advantage of using sequence representation using array, direct access to all the nodes. We can access directly. Okay, it is also called as random access. Disadvantages are height of the tree should be known. If you know the height of the tree means we can create an array. Otherwise, it is not possible. Memory can be wasted. For example, some of the memory are wasted here. Okay, null we are filling with the null values. No, it can be effectively used, but it is not possible with the array. Okay, and insertion and deletion of a node is difficult. Insertion and deletion of node is difficult. After insertion and deletion, we need to rearrange the tree. So that is not possible. That is not easy with the array. Okay. Next, another kind of representation is called linked list representation. For example, we have a tree, this kind of tree. Okay, we can represent this tree in a memory by using linked list. Okay, like this. We are having tree. Each node possesses 3 division. Okay, one is a data division, another one is a another one is a address which is used to store the address of the left subtree, and third one is another. It is also a pointer which is used to store the address of the right subtree. So in each node we have at least 3 division. Okay, data division may be expandable, and we have one fixed address of left subtree pointer and fixed address of the right side pointer. Okay, so the node represented like left side address, data, and right side address. This is the data structure for a tree. Okay, which is looking like a doubly linked list data structure. See here, doubly linked list, we have address of previous pointer, address of next pointer, and data node. No, in a similar way, we have data structure here, which is looking like a doubly linked list. Okay, so each node possesses 3 divisions. One is data division, and left division is used to store the address of the left subtree. Right division is used to store the address of the right subtree. Okay, here you can observe that internal nodes internal nodes left side address and right side address may or may not have null node, but leaf nodes left address and right side address would possess null node, because we don't have any child here, no, so it should have null. Right side also we don't have any node, so it will be represented as a null. So in a similar way, we can represent other child nodes. Okay, so by using linked list, we can represent this is the data structure for this. Okay, left is used to store the address of the left subtree, and right is used to store the address of the right subtree. Data is used to store the data part. Okay. The advantage of using linked list representation is height of a tree need not be known. Okay, it is not necessary. Okay, to know about the height of a tree. Okay, whatever data. Okay, what kind of data you can store, that can be represented in a data structure itself, but height of a tree need not be known. Okay, and no memory wastage. Okay, we are effectively utilizing the memory without having any null field or internal memory block. Okay, and insertion deletion of a node is done without affecting other nodes. Okay, we can easily perform insertion and deletion without affecting any other nodes. The disadvantages are direct access to node is difficult. Okay, array, the positive aspect in array is we can access data randomly, or direct access is possible, but it's not possible with linked list. Okay, additional memory required for storing the address of the left and right subtree. Okay, in array we don't have any left address part, right address part. Okay, we are just storing the data, and the array elements are accessed by using the index. But here we are having the 3 division, address of left part and address of right part. Okay, the array elements, that is list elements, are accessed by using the address of the left subtree and address of the right subtree. Okay, for the purpose we are we are declaring the variable left pointer and right pointer for every node, so that is a overget. Okay, this is the drawback of linked list representation of a tree. Okay, here non-linear data structure, the elements are not arranged in a sequence. Please understand that elements are not arranged in sequence or one after another. Okay, based on the relationship only we are assessing the data. Okay, the data members are arranged in any manner. That data items are not processed one after another. Okay, trees and graphs are the example for nonlinear data set. Okay, we are not processing the data one after another. Based on the relationship only we are assessing the data. That is tree and graph are coming under the particular category. That is nonlinear data structure. Okay, I wish to compare linear data structure and nonlinear data structure. In linear data structure, data elements are organized sequentially. There is one after another, and therefore they are easy to implement in the computer's memory. Okay, it is very easy. Direct access, or random access is possible. In nonlinear data structure, a data element can be attached to several other data elements to represent specific relationship that exists among them. Based on the relationship or specific relationship only, we are storing the data or accessing the same. That is a difference between linear data structure and nonlinear data structure. Okay. So here I wish to tell some basic operations which is pertaining to tree. Okay, I told tree is a generic thing. We have several kind of tree. For example, binary tree, ternary tree, and multi-way tree. Okay, there are basic operations which is pertaining to tree or traversal. Traversal means visiting all the nodes in a tree is called traversal. And insertion. Insertion means inserting the element into the tree is called insertion. Deletion means deleting the element, deleting any node from the tree. Searching means finding the element which is available in the list, that is non-linear list or not. Okay, these are the basic operations coming under the tree concept, binary tree concept. Here I am telling about binary tree only. The applications for the application for binary tree is binary search tree and expression tree. Okay, which will be discussed later. Okay, first start with the traversal. Traversal means visiting all the nodes in a tree. For example, here I have a tree. I wish to visit all the nodes in a tree. Based on some order, I wish to visit the nodes in a tree. For example, I have different kind of traversal methods. One is in-order traversal method, pre-order traversal method, post-order traversal method, and level-order traversal method. Okay, start with in-order traversal method. In in-order traversal method, first you visit all the nodes in a left subtree, and we are visiting the middle node, and we are visiting the right subtree. We use the formula left subtree, middle node, right subtree, LMR formula. Okay, here I have a tree. I wish to perform in-order traversal. First I go left side, I print the data, and come to middle node and right subtree. Okay, so the data are traversed in the order BAC. This is called in-order traversal. Okay, and pre-order traversal, we first visit the root node and left subtree, all the nodes in the left subtree in the pre-order order, and right subtree. After visiting the root node, left subtree, and we are visiting the right subtree. Okay, the formula is MLR, that is middle node, left subtree, right subtree. For a given tree, pre-order traversal can be performed by visiting the root node first A, then left subtree B, and right subtree C. So pre-order traversal is ABC. And post-order traversal, we are first visiting the left subtree and right subtree, finally the root. Okay, the formula is LRM, left subtree, right subtree, and middle node. Okay, here I have a tree. I wish to perform post-order traversal. How? For example, first post-order traversal, we are visiting the left subtree. Left subtree means B, and right subtree C, and middle node A. So the data are read in the order BCA. Okay, so these are the traversal method which will deal in tree concept. And the final one is level-order traversal, which is very easy. Just visit the node in level wise. Here 0th level, first root node has 0th level. We have data A. And next level we have B and C. So the data read in the order A, then followed by BC. Okay, I tell you the example. or trick. So the order in which the nodes are visited. Okay, here I told some formula, no? I tell another way. The order in which the nodes are visited during a tree traversal can be easily determined by imagining there is a flag attached to each node. For example, for pre-order traversal, yeah, if you wish to perform pre-order traversal, just add a flag, this kind of flag in the node. If you wish to perform in-order traversal, add a flag in downwards. Okay. If you wish to perform post-order traversal, add a flag in the rightwards. Okay. For example, if you wish to perform the traversal tree, this kind of tree by using pre-order traversal means just add the flag in the all the node left side. Okay. You have added all the flags in the left side, no? Left side for every node. Now collect the flag. A, B, D, then E, then C, F, then G. Okay, so you can, after setting the flag for a pre-order traversal, I told you know how to calculate set flag for pre-order traversal. Just collect the flag. Okay, this is the order of pre-order traversal. For inner traversal, just add the flag in downwards. Okay, from every operation in a tree always start from root node only. So that is why I have started from here. Here also I am starting from root node only, but flag is not available here. Flag is available in downward. So go left side, left side, left side. Then we have flag downwards here. No, just collect the flag. Here collect the flag. Here collect the flag, and here collect the flag, and here collect the flag. F, C, G. Finally, you are having the inner traversal D, B, E, A, F, C, G. Okay. For first order traversal, just set the flag in the rightwards. Okay. For every node, set the flag in rightwards. Start from the root, left side, go left side. Now collect the flag. Here now collecting now D, E, B, coming downward, F, coming downward, G, C, A. This is the example for post order traversal. So this is a trick actually, okay, to understand how to traversal, how to perform traversal on a tree, like inner traversal, pre-order traversal, and post-order traversal. Level traversal is very easy. For example, here starting from root A, printing A, then printing B and C, and printing D, E, F, G. Level wise you are printing. That's all. It's very easy. Okay. This is the example for traversal. In order, pre-order, post-order, level order traversal. This is I start with the level order traversal. See here, A, here I have it. Then BC, here I have BC. And DEF, level is here printing DEF, we are having DEF. Okay, and GHI, GHI. Okay, please solve this problem by setting the flag. I told you no, setting the flag and solve the problem. Okay, for inner traversal, for pre-order traversal. Pre-order traversal, root node is placed at the left side. Yeah, there is middle node A coming here. Then we are having root node. In left subtree, we are having the root node. Set the B, and we have left subtree D. We don't have right subtree, no. Just empty. No node is available. Now come to the right subtree. Print this subtree in pre-order format. In pre-order, root node is coming left side, no. So C left side, and we have no node the left side. Please understand that. Anyway, in pre-order traversal, root is placed in the first. So E come here, and the left subtree is not available. So this does not print. Then G is available here. Then in right subtree, C, right of C, we have F, H, I. So it is traverse in the order root node, left subtree, and right subtree. So F, H, I. Okay, in a similar way, we can perform traversal on post order and in order. Okay. This is the pseudo code for performing in order traversal. We are always passing the root node's address. Okay. Here R is the node pointer which points to the address of the root node. If R not equal to null means you can proceed that. If R equal to null means we can't have access any data, no. So if R not equal to null means just proceed with that. Since it is a recursive function, okay. Yeah, just if you wish to access the node by using inner traversal means just to process the address of the left subtree. So I recursively call in-order function by passing the address of the left subtree. For example, if I start with 1 means immediately I pass the address of the left subtree. Okay, and after processing the left subtree data, I print the root node data and I recursively call the address. Recursively call the in-order function by passing the address of the right subtree. Okay, here I pass the address of the root node, root node 1 in the in-order function. What it will do? It check for the condition and it will get the address of the left node, root's address, left address, and pass into the in-order function. So now this will perform in-order traversal in terms of 5, 12, 6. Then 1 will be printed here, and after processing the left subtree and root node, right subtree will be processed by using the in-order of R of right. Okay, when you pass R of right means it will print 9. Okay, so the output for in-order traversal is 5, 12, 6, 1, 9. Okay, in a similar way we can perform pre-order traversal. Pre-order traversal means just to print the nodes, root nodes data and process the address of the left subtree and address of the right subtree. So printf function will come before the recursive calls. For example, printf function will come before the pre-order function. Okay, this is recursive call. Printf function is available in the middle. Here printf function is coming before the pre-order function. That's all. First print the middle data and process the left subtree by calling this function and process the right subtree by calling this function. That's all. For four-star traversal, printf come at the end. Okay. For performing four-star traversal, we first process the left subtree by passing the post order of root node of left and process the right subtree by calling the post order of R of right. Then after that only you are printing the root node address by using the printf statement. Okay, this is the concept behind post order traversal. Okay, just practice well by taking any tree. Okay, you can take the tree which is mentioned in the slide itself. Okay, we will meet in the next class. Thank you.